There he goes again. I'm Ed Kelley, editor of The Oklahoman. With me from Washington is Mark Green, national editorial writer for The Oklahoman and a frequent contributor here on News OK TV. Former President Jimmy Carter is in the Middle East, meeting with leaders there, despite criticism both here at home and abroad that he's overstepped his bound. Mark, exactly why is Carter in the Middle East some 30 years after he was president?
Well, Jimmy Carter's always had an affinity for the Middle East. He was the one that brought together Egypt and Israel back during his presidency at Camp David,
right.
And he's always had a big interest in that part of the world.
Isn't it true that the Israelis really don't want him there and that he's been hobnobbing with Hamas, a known terrorist group?
It's true. The elected Israeli leadership refused to meet with Carter when he came to Israel, and even the president, the ceremonial president, Shimon Peres, made it known that he thought Carter was making a big mistake by meeting with Hamas officials. And we're talking about Hamas terrorist officials, not the social,
right.
civic part of Hamas, but the people that are really in exile still in places like Syria and other places.
Yeah, and the Washington Post, I think, had a very critical editorial just the other day, again criticizing Carter for meeting with this known terrorist group.
Right. You know, Hamas has control of the Palestinian parliament, but it's a complex organization that also includes its militant wings. And apparently Carter was going to meet with, and did meet with one of the militant officials in Syria.
Right.
So there's a lot of criticism for him jumping in and talking to people like that.
Speaking of criticism, has the White House here in this country given its blessing to President Carter to do this type of diplomacy at this point in time?
No, they're very much opposed to it. Carter at some point during his travels said that he had not been waved off by the State Department. In other words, he felt like they'd kind of given him kind of a backhanded green light to go ahead with his mission.
Right.
But then Secretary Rice has come out today saying that that is not true at all, that they told him explicitly not to go there because meeting with people like the ones that he met with legitimizes the terrorist end of the business.
Exactly. Thanks, Mark. Stay here on News OK for continuing coverage of this story.